What was the Buddha's stance on self-defense, on defense of his family, and on defense of his country? Were there any exceptions to the first precept of abstaining from killing human beings? This question has been brought up many times before by Buddhists and non-Buddhists alike, who question whether or not there are any exceptions that would allow a person, give him an ethical framework from which to kill another human would be the right thing to do. Another question to illustrate the same idea is, would the Buddha take measures to stop a crime before it occurred? Obviously, by killing someone to defend your family, you are killing them before they actually commit the crime. So this is really a question of pre-crime. And where do you draw the line? Where does it's a case really of guilty before the act is committed. So in an extreme situation, the question could be raised, would the Buddha have stopped Hitler or Stalin or Mao if he had the chance? There is actually a story which answers the Buddha's stance on these questions perfectly, in my opinion. And this is the story of how the Sakyan Republic was destroyed. The Buddha himself was a prince born in the Sakyan clan. And there was a certain prince from a neighboring republic. His name was Vitatubha, who was offended by the Sakyan leaders, and he vowed to take revenge on them, and he, with a large army, went to destroy the Sakyan people. The Buddha had learned about this plan, and he went and sat near the walls of the city, and when the army was approaching, Vitatubha saw the Buddha sitting there, and he felt ashamed, and he couldn't proceed with the war. And he turned around and went back home with the army. But after a couple of days, he again got overwhelmed with his anger, and he went back with the army again to attack the second city. The second time, again, the Buddha met them by the city wall, and there was a small exchange where the Buddha said that the reason that he's there is because it is the comfort of the relatives is the best, and so that's why he's there. He's there in the comfort of his relatives. So the second time, again, Vitatubha turned his army around, and this happened again a third time. But after the third time, when he went back home, Vitatubha, he got so upset and so angry that he made a decision that no matter what, no one was going to stop him. He was going to carry through with his decision. He's going to kill the Sakyans no matter what. And so the Buddha, with his psychic powers, according to the story, could tell that there was no way to stop Vitatubha from trying to kill. He was so determined, and his mindset was so irritated that there was no diplomatic, peaceful means. And so the Buddha did not appear the fourth time to try to dissuade Vitatubha and to turn around. And so Vitatubha massacred the Sakyans, who were the Buddha's family members. I hope you can see that how this story clearly illustrates this. It's a perfect example, in my opinion, to answer these questions. In a way, Buddha allowed, by not interfering the fourth time, for his family members, for his country that he came from, to be killed, by not taking stronger measures, maybe that would require violence, to stop Vitatubha. So as a matter of pre-crime, he did not take measures. As a matter of defending his family members or his country, he did not stop it. He did make an effort, a peaceful effort, but he did not escalate the effort to something, for example, like raise his own army or try to find an ally somewhere who would defend the Sakyan city from attack. So I think it illustrates the Buddha's position on the first precept. I think it's a radical position. I think there are no exceptions when killing intentionally is the right thing to do. At least the Buddha didn't think so. And looking at the story as an example, I think that the first precept is a radically pacifist position. People have asked, is Buddhism a radically pacifist religion? And some have tried to say that it isn't, and there are cases when it's appropriate to kill other people in self-defense or in pre-crime measures or to take care of criminals, that sort of thing. But I think this story is pretty good at illustrating quite the opposite. And if you are interested to get more details exactly about the story, where it comes from, there's a very good article that I highly recommend you read. It is, you can find it online. The title of the article is "Why Was the Sakyan Republic Destroyed?" It is a translation and adaptation of a Hindi article by S.N. Goenka, which was published by the Vipassana Research Institute in December of 2003. The article is a combination of sources from the primary texts, Buddhist texts, including Jataka tales, including the Dhammapada, the commentaries, and the Nikayas. There are references, quotations. I think it's a very interesting read, very good read, well written. So I hope you found this interesting, informative. If you have comments, write them down below, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye, guys.